My name is Marley, and this is my partner Cassie.
Hi.
And today we will be learning about waves.
No, not those kind of waves. Today we will be learning about seismic waves.
Oh. The Hogwarts earthquake had no casualties, so don't worry. Everyone is okay.
And also the damage to the Quidditch towers was nothing that Professor McGonagall couldn't fix with a little swish and flick.
This example goes to show that seismic waves have the power to damage the buildings and roads that we use every day. And while we cannot predict earthquakes, we can prepare our communities.
When an earthquake happens, we get a recorded acceleration time series.
This time series has acceleration on the y-axis and time on the x-axis.
At first, it may look a little complicated, but this recording can be simplified by taking many waves with unique properties and adding them together.
These unique properties are called amplitude, period, and frequency.
This is an example of a simple wave that can be taken out of the complex time series. Remember that we have acceleration on the y-axis and time on the x-axis. The first unique property is called amplitude. The amplitude of a wave is its height, as shown here by the letter A.
The next unique property is called the period. The period of a wave is the time that it takes for a wave to repeat its pattern, and is shown here by the letter T. This is the time that the wave takes to complete one cycle. This can be measured from any point on the wave. For example, it can be measured from peak to peak, or from a point on the time axis.
The last unique property is called frequency. It is shown here by the letter F. Frequency is the inverse of period, so it is equal to 1 divided by t. Now let's test our knowledge with a pop quiz. If the period of a wave is 10 seconds, what is its frequency?
Well, if we are told that the period is equal to 10 seconds, we know that the frequency is 1 over 10. So it is equal to 0.1 cycles per second, which is the units of hertz. Now let's look at an example between a high frequency wave and a low frequency wave. A high frequency wave looks like this. It repeats its cycle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times within a specific amount of time.
A low frequency wave looks like this. It only repeats its cycle 1, 2 times within a specific amount of time.
Looking at both waves over the same time interval, it is easy to see that the green wave has a shorter period than the purple wave.
Because frequency is equal to the inverse of period, a wave that has a shorter period will have a higher frequency, and a wave that has a longer period will have a lower frequency.
The frequency of ground motion recordings are important because they can make a big difference in the amount of damage from an earthquake. Now that we have a better understanding of the different characteristics of waves, we can learn more about the different kind of seismic waves.
There are two main types of seismic waves, primary waves and secondary waves. These waves are called body waves. As the waves travel up through the soil to the Earth's surface, the primary waves compress the soil like this, almost like a slinky, and the secondary waves shear the soil like this, like if you were giving somebody a massage.
To demonstrate how different body waves move, we have found some bodies to help us. Our first body wave is our primary wave, famously known as the P wave. Here's a quick demonstration.
Then we have our secondary body wave demonstration, or S wave for short. Here is a demonstration of the S wave.
Now back to the P wave. As you can see, the P wave is traveling from right to left. This is shown by our helpers being pushed towards one another as the P wave travels through them. This pushing mechanism is called compression. Because of this, another nickname for our P wave is the compression wave.
For the S wave demonstration, our helpers are moving up and down as the wave travels from right to left. The up and down movement is opposite of the direction of the right to left wave motion. This is because as the S wave shears the material that it travels through, the shearing is in an up and down motion, just like how our friends are squatting up and down.
Out of these two waves, who do you think is faster?
P waves are definitely faster than S waves. P waves are mean and aggressive waves.
Somebody call 911. Shawty fire burning on the dance floor.
These aggressive P waves make the material push each other. The nicer S waves only make the material move past each other while moving forward.
Whoa, that totally makes sense. That's why the P waves show up before the S waves on an acceleration time history recording.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a ground motion recording from a real earthquake event. If we look at this acceleration time history, the P wave arrival is here, and the S wave arrival is here. This goes to show that the P wave is faster than the S wave.
Now that we have discussed the property and different types of waves, we can discuss how these waves travel up through the soil to the environment in which we live.
As seismic waves travel up through the Earth's surface, through different soils, the properties that we previously discussed are changed.
Let's compare two houses. The first house is built on top of stiff soil. As an S wave generated from an earthquake travels up to the house, the properties of this wave will not change that much.
The second house is built on top of a soft soil layer. When the same S wave reaches the soft soil, the wave will likely increase in amplitude. This can lead to more damage.
This example shows that buildings that are close together can have different levels of damage depending on the soil that they are built on. We call this phenomenon local site effects.
Many researchers are currently studying this topic so that they can better understand how different soils change the waves that come from an earthquake.
If we have a deeper understanding of how the soil that we live on will amplify or increase or de-amplify or decrease the unique properties of the waves that we discussed, we can be better prepared for an earthquake and possibly even reduce some of the damage that it could cause.
Now that we have begun exploring the world of waves and earthquakes, let's go back to the main points that we have discussed today.
Today we learned about the different properties of waves. The first was the amplitude, or the height of the wave. The second was the period of the wave, which is the time that the wave takes to repeat one cycle. The third was frequency, which is equal to the inverse of the wave's period.
We then talked about the primary and secondary waves that an earthquake produces. The primary waves compress the soil, while the secondary waves shear the soil. Remember, the P wave demonstration had bodies that were pushing each other forward, and the S wave bodies were moving up and down. We also learned that primary waves are faster than secondary waves. Lastly, we learned that different soils can change the unique properties of these waves, such as amplitude, as they travel to the Earth's surface.
Thanks for taking the time to learn more about seismic waves and how they travel through soil.
We hope you enjoyed our lesson. Until next time,
Bye!
bye!